There's an old Quaker story, probably apocryphal, probably never happened, about a meeting between William Penn and George Fox. And William Penn, at that day, was wearing the clothes and the customs of the day, and included wearing a sword. And it occurred to him to ask George Fox about this wearing of the sword. And he asked him, how long should I keep wearing the sword or whatever? And the answer was, well, you should wear it as long as you can. And after a while, William Penn got rid of his sword. And the point was that Fox didn't say, yeah, I'm telling you as an authority, you shouldn't have that sword because we're trying to eliminate violence, not carry around obvious tools of violence. Instead, it was, the power of your decision needs to come from your heart. And I love that. And that sort of powers some of my approaches to this. Hi, my name's Peter Murchison, and I live in Ridgefield, Connecticut, and I'm a member of the Wilton Quaker meeting in Wilton, Connecticut. Gun violence prevention I think of as a big umbrella, and gun control is a very small element in there. Gun violence prevention can mean that people have a change in heart and decide they don't want to have a gun, that a gun doesn't make them safer. And to me, that's the ultimate way to get there. If magically everyone decided they didn't need a gun anymore in the United States, then the Second Amendment could still be there gathering dust on the shelf, and it wouldn't matter because people have decided how they want to behave. Well, when Sandy Hook happened, that's where we lost my nephew, whose name was Daniel Barden. And that was the start of everything. It probably took 4 or 5 years before I actually started to get active in it. It was really after Parkland. In my head, I write headlines for op-eds that I don't get around to writing. And one of them is that Sandy Hook knocked us off our feet, but the Parkland kids got us up off our asses. And I really think that the students from Parkland kind of showed that the activism that could come out of those experiences. And for me, that was sort of a motivational inspiration to get started on something. So I did. Being a Quaker naturally leads to this kind of work in the sense that one of the fundamentals we're trying to do is to eliminate violence, is to in recognizing and respecting that of God in every person, how can you take a person's life? How can you try to get along with someone in a way that is just coercive, using weapons to get your way? There is so much overlap between advocacy for gun violence prevention and what Quakers believe in. It's easy to make that connection. It's sometimes hard to do the work. In this country, we have the privilege to say that we're Quakers, we're pacifists, and with that comes responsibility. In other words, there's hard work that follows. Being a pacifist isn't easy, and I'm not even very good at it. But with it comes the responsibility to take actions that make our society less violent. And I just think we all need to get off the bench a little bit. So if people want to be involved in gun violence prevention, again, I would say just get started. The first thing to do is just to show up. The first thing to do is to look for where people are needed, but it just starts with participating. Every state also has groups that are working on gun violence, and to go online and educate yourself about what's going on. And then from there, try meeting with your legislators, perhaps. Try meeting with other faith communities. And again, just try to use your stories. Everyone has a story. It doesn't have to be as tragic as the one that I came from. But stories move people. And to get communication among folks that generally don't agree on things, I think we have to move each other.
Thanks for watching this Quaker Speak video. We release a new video every other Thursday. You can watch all our videos in this playlist here. You can subscribe to our channel by clicking this button here. You can support us through our Patreon here. Thanks again for watching, and have a happy Thursday.